So some people out there might have been thinking, you know what, there's a lot of evidence supporting the Jon Jones allegations. However, there's not going to be any more evidence. There's not going to be some random bulletproof evidence that comes out of nowhere that supports the allegations against Jon Jones even further. Well, guess again, out of nowhere, Big John McCarthy continues the Jon Jones allegations because he's got his own story about Jon Jones.
The MMA guru has shockingly revealed some disturbing allegations surrounding Jon Jones and stated that he should be immediately stripped from the UFC. Additionally, the MMA guru initially pointed out that Jon Jones was accused of committing a heinous with a male athletic commission member before one of his big fights. He added that he had already explained the whole situation to the public, but everyone called him crazy, and now people are coming to the realization that Jon Jones is more of a fraud than an actual champion. As these serious allegations gain more attention, pressure is also mounting from within the UFC roster.
This is turning into a Me Too situation where everyone's got a story about Jon Jones. We're gonna get to it in a second, but Jon Jones was doing what with a male athletic commission member backstage in his locker room before one of his big fights that John McCarthy saw him do? Craziness. Everyone said I was crazy. Now everyone's got a story about something that Jon Jones was up to.
Meanwhile, Tom Aspinall had a discussion with Chael Sonnen and Daniel Cormier, and he expressed his frustration with the Jon Jones fight. Aspinall noted he had been busy training and hinted at upcoming plans, expressing frustration over the lack of movement in the heavyweight division and his eagerness to stay active. He added that he was hesitant to do any media interviews since there was nothing else to say regarding the Jon Jones fight, so the UFC should consider stripping Jones instead.
You know, so I was, hey, chill. So I was, I slid in Tom's DMs the other day.
Yeah.
You know how they say, he was like, I slid in his DMs. I'm like, Big Tom, can we speak to you? And then he was, you know, didn't really want to talk at the moment. Then he texted me a couple days later, DC, I have something for you and Chael. Tom, you joined us. I appreciate it, man. How's everything going? What made you change your mind to decide that you wanted to say a couple things?
Yeah, everything's going great, man. I just finished at the gym. We just, I don't know if you guys are aware over in the US, but filmed the 3 episodes and I'm about to go back to the gym right after this.
Well, you're a busy man. It feels like you're training for something, but obviously it don't seem like you can, you know, get the guy to fight. Tom, we're getting straight to it. I mean, what are we waiting for? It sounds to me, recently I saw an interview where it said you and John are aligned.
Moreover, Daniel Cormier questioned whether there was any real alignment between Jones and Tom Aspinall on recent UFC matters. Aspinall didn't hold back as he dismissed the idea entirely and stated bluntly that Jon Jones is effectively retired. He expressed frustration over the ongoing silence and lack of transparency, suggesting that Jones is holding up the entire division. Aspinall pushed for immediate action, hinting that the UFC needs to stop protecting Jones and finally move the heavyweight picture forward.
And you guys have decided together to allow for the UFC to tell you what you're doing. Is that true?
Nah, man, John's retired. What are we talking about, guys? John, you guys don't follow John on social media?
I don't follow him on social media. He said that...
No, me too, actually. Me too, but the guy is living his best life. He's had a fantastic career, we all know. We know John's a religious man, so I want to say God bless him moving forward in what he does with his life and his career. And you know, we move on. We move on. I'm the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. I'm ready to take on all comers.
Furthermore, Aspinall continued to trash Jon Jones and mentioned that he is retired for life given his antics in Thailand. Building on Aspinall's thoughts, Chael Sonnen praised Tom for finally saying that his nemesis Jon Jones has retired and commended Aspinall for being focused on fighting for the undisputed title. He acknowledged that many fighters were avoiding taking matches due to the uncertainty surrounding who might get the next title shot, resulting in a stagnant division.
Let's get this division moving again. Us guys have been waiting around too long. You know, the contenders are getting sick of it. Everybody's getting sick of it. Even the fans are getting sick of this stuff. So John's retired and it's time that we move on.
This is the greatest promo I've ever heard. He just announced his nemesis's retirement. And to add to it, Daniel, he wished him well. Now, that's not something you would do of an enemy. That's something you would do of a former foe. So perhaps we are in the presence of the undisputed champion. I mean, he said he was, after all. And let me tell you something that Tom is. Not only is he a champion, he's the active champion. I think they should talk about that. He's the only champion we got that wants to fight.
In addition to his previous thoughts on fighting whoever is put in front of him, Aspinall stressed that he is the only heavyweight actively seeking fights. Sharing his deep frustration at being idle despite being in peak physical condition, he described his lifelong dream of becoming the UFC undisputed heavyweight champion and criticized those advising him from the sidelines on who to fight next. He also slammed Jon Jones for not giving a clear picture of his retirement.
Guys, come on. You guys are veterans of the sport. If one guy's thinking about retiring, he's retired.
Yeah.
I ain't thinking about retiring. I'm thinking about getting this division active, making the heavyweight division great again, getting these big fights in, fighting these contenders who are sat on the sidelines waiting for, over a year at this point. Like, I'm here to fight, man. I have never... I see a lot of people online, and I know you guys have had debates about it. I know all the YouTube guys are debating about it all the time. Like, I'm not looking to fight Jon Jones. I'm looking to fight for the undisputed heavyweight champion. That's what I want to be. I want to be the UFC undisputed heavyweight champion. I see a lot of people, comparing me to Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler waited for a long time for Conor McGregor and stuff like that.
Crazy.
While Tom Aspinall belittled Jon Jones alongside Chael Sonnen and Daniel Cormier, the MMA guru shared a very disturbing story about Jon Jones that was keeping him from fighting Tom Aspinall. The MMA guru mentioned that former UFC referee John McCarthy saw Jones committing a heinous backstage before one of his mega fights. He added that McCarthy is someone who is supposed to stop what is not allowed in the fight game, and he has a high standing with the UFC. The MMA guru pointed out that he was truly shocked at what Jon did to another male member of the Athletic Commission.
Former UFC referee, let it play, Big John. Listen, I'm gonna let it get to it first because I want to give the full clip context. I'll just let it play.
But when I went into Jon's locker room, he's bouncing around, he's having a good time, and so I got a question for you. I said, yeah, what's your question?
So Big John's a UFC referee, goes backstage, talks to the fighters before their big fights, and they'll ask him, okay, is this legal? Is that legal? Am I allowed to do this? What should I do if this happens? I've got this going on. Do you want to know about that? So if I'm in this position, then you can be aware of it. So a lot of information gets passed back and forth between the UFC referee and Big John McCarthy.
Moreover, the MMA guru continued to explain the phenomenon and said that as John McCarthy stepped up to see a fight move, that John wanted to show him in his locker room, and he was completely blown away by what happened next. He added that Jon Jones decided to do with a male member of the Athletic Commission in his locker room, and John McCarthy couldn't believe what just happened, as he was hoping to witness a fight move rather than a heinous act.
He'll do anything. This is when these types of people pounce, okay? This is P. Diddy stuff. This is Jon Jones stuff. So this poor Athletic Commission member is backstage in the locker room with Jon Jones for whatever reason, and he's been brought along as an example to display some kind of move that Jon Jones wants to show Big John McCarthy to see if it's okay. What happened, Big John? Tell us your harrowing story.
And so he says, oh, I'll do it for you. He says, I know how to roll. And so he goes down, he says, just put me in guard, right? And then Jon decides to do a sexual act with him.
What? This is crazy!
Sharing more insights on the matter, the MMA guru literally trashed Jon Jones for a disgusting act and said that all the evidence suggests that he should not only be stripped but be banned from the UFC altogether. He added that the incident shared by John McCarthy is just one of the events, and there are multiple allegations that have come forth against Jon Jones. The MMA guru reiterated that he already knew about Jon's terrible side, but no one believed in him until recently.
Everybody call me crazy! I knew this about Jon Jones. What is going on here? Is Big John pranking me? I feel like Big John McCarthy is running a big prank on me right now. Jon Jones did what? And everyone just glossed over this story. But this is like the Ellen, I said this is like the Ellen thing. Like, but Ellen was horrible. So everyone had like some story about being on her show and how she like knocked something off of their desk once, and she didn't leave a tip that well once at a restaurant. She's a horrible person. This is crazy. Left, right, and center, more evidence to support these crazy claims that only a madman would believe. So some people out there might have been thinking, you know what, there's a lot of evidence supporting the Jon Jones allegations. However, there's not going to be any more evidence. There's not going to be some random bulletproof evidence that comes out of nowhere that supports the allegations against Jon Jones even further. Well, guess again, out of nowhere, Big John McCarthy continues the Jon Jones allegations because he's got his own story about Jon Jones.
Besides this, the MMA guru slammed Jon Jones and shared that Jones acts like he is the best, but then he goes and does something insane. The MMA guru has been vocal about these allegations on his social media platforms, expressing disbelief and concern over the reported incident. He emphasized the gravity of the situation, stating that such behavior is unacceptable and warrants a thorough investigation.
Overtime. He did what, Big John?
Put me in guard, right? And then John decides to do a sexual act with him.
Jon Jones decides to just do a sexual act with this man from the commission that happens to be in his locker room in front of Big John McCarthy.
Saying, what if I do this? Right? This isn't illegal, right?
This isn't illegal, right? Jon Jones, it's good to know that he's following the words of the law. That's the only thing holding Jones back, honestly, at some point, is the law, okay? And even that doesn't hold him back, but at least it's good to know he has some kind of compass. Like, this isn't illegal, right? Just to do this. Insane.
And the guy who was on the ground, quickly his eyes went, as big as they could get. Like, what are you doing? And
why is nothing being made of this?
While the MMA guru and the MMA community have reacted with a mix of shock and skepticism, with some demanding accountability and others questioning the validity of the claims, Jon Jones doesn't even care what happens to him in the sport, as he is enjoying his time in Thailand filming a TV series. However, Jon Jones hasn't been silent during all the recent drama. He's taken to social media, posting ambiguous messages that have only fueled speculation, and has posted multiple videos online that show he is enjoying his best life in Thailand.
Yeah. I'm over here sipping on coconut, talking about when you gonna fight.
Oh! Петличка. Свою команду Джонса.
So, on my command here, my team are global.
Furthermore, Jones is fully embracing life in Thailand, immersing himself in the vibrant music, rich culture, and stunning surrounding. From the looks of it, he's in no rush to make a return to the UFC anytime soon, and it doesn't even bother him that millions of people are now on the lookout for him due to his illegal and immoral acts. From all the videos of Jon Jones that have been going viral from Thailand, he is making a mockery of the MMA world by enjoying his time filming for a TV series with fellow UFC fighters. Moving on, sports commentator Ariel Helwani shared that Jon Jones's actions left fans and fighters puzzled, wondering if he was serious about a comeback to the UFC or simply mocking everyone to their face. Helwani shared a video of Jon swimming with over 10 guys wearing questionable clothes, which adds more fuel to the allegations against him. Helwani mentioned that Jon seemed to be having a great time in Thailand, playfully provoking the MMA community with unusual behavior. He was seen wrestling multiple people in a pool, embracing a carefree and lighthearted attitude.
Every time we go online now, Jon's loving this. Jon is absolutely loving this. He is just messing with us at this point. Like, you go online and he's like, I don't know what he's doing. He's wrestling with 10 guys in the pool. What's he doing over there in Thailand? Are they even... Look at John.
Hit the running man first.
Look at this guy, loving it.
That's pretty funny.
In the rain.
That shit is not funny, Pete.
Also, is he wearing a cap? Why is he jumping into the pool wearing a cap? And then what's happening here?
You know yourself.
What is going on? John is just... This is retirement John.
You do know
Boys with a few
yourself.
cocktails.
Is he wearing a tank top? What's happening? What is going... Who are those guys, by the way?
They look, I don't know.
Is the shirt in the pool or the cap in the pool a crazier move?
I think diving with the cap is
It's
just
just a bunch
bizarre.
of ducks in the pool. What are you guys talking about?
Or whatever.
Adding to the debate on John's retirement, Adam Catterall has been very vocal about stripping John Jones of his title since he has become a literal troll. He criticized the UFC for allowing Jones to hold the division hostage and questioned the organization's commitment to maintaining legitimacy and legality. With the recent allegations of assault, Adam emphasized that John Jones should be immediately removed from the scene and Tom Aspinall should come forward.
For me, this is the solution. What the UFC need to do, they need to get hold of it. It's their game, right? What they need to do is get a date off John Jones. If John Jones will not commit to a date, take the belt off him. It's not his belt.
I agree with that.
Take the belt off him.
Yeah.
Make a fight for Tom Aspinall against Cyril Gane or Volkov, whoever it may be. I don't care, right? Undisputed championship fight. When John Jones wants to fight again, give us a ring. You can have the first dibs because of your reputation and your resume and what you've served in the past. You can have the first go at it. But if you're going to hold up the division, then the belt has to be taken off him.
They should have stripped him already. I should have stripped him.
In addition to Adam Catterall, Chael Sonnen addressed John Jones's recent behavior, pointing out that his constant trolling has crossed a line. According to Sonnen, Jones has been playing games with the UFC by privately talking about retirement while publicly creating chaos and confusion, and he added that his antics have not only frustrated fans, but also left officials unsure about how to move forward. Sonnen suggested that this pattern of manipulation and heinous acts is damaging the sport's credibility, as well as disappointing the fans.
I have rather enjoyed John Jones trolling the MMA world. I've told the UFC my plans. I've told them what I'm going to do. I have not told them to keep it secret from you. They are more than welcome to share the news I shared with them with all of you. Like watching him do this dance and just knowing that the people on the other side of the keyboard are they're just getting so upset. I wish that John would refuse to fight for the interim championship. And they say, but John, you already have the undisputed belt. And John says, which is why I'm not gonna fight. Imagine that we just went in circles and with a straight face, or to accommodate John, you would have to strip Tom of a title that per the laws of the dictionary, he can't possess anyway.
Moreover, Michael Bisping didn't hold back when discussing John Jones, saying that being heavyweight champion means more than just enjoying the spotlight. It comes with real responsibility. While Jones continues to dodge title defenses, Bisping highlighted how he's been seen partying in Thailand, filming reality TV, and clowning around with fighters like Nate Diaz. He also pointed out that John Jones should be stripped in light of recent allegations.
He's one of the greatest fighters the world's ever seen, okay? And with that, he's made a tremendous amount of money. Of course, you're living a good life, but as the heavyweight champion of the world, you have a debt, you have an obligation to the fighters, to the fans, to the rest of the division, to your bloody self to prove that you are the undisputed champion of the world. He's not the undisputed champ because there's an interim champion. And I'm not saying this as someone trying to shit on John Jones. No, this is just the situation. Now, first of all, talking about living his best life. You've probably seen this right now. He's out in Thailand, he's driving around, he's on the back of someone's motorbike, he's having a good smell of somebody's hair, he's with some Russian dudes because John Jones and Nate Diaz are filming some like Russian version of The Ultimate Fighter. Jake Shields was there.
While many are throwing insults at John Jones for his actions, John is living a carefree life, and instead of responding to the allegations, he has come forth with a discussion about his reality TV show. Just recently, John claimed that Nate Diaz has parted ways with a reality TV show in Thailand because of a brawl, and he won't be returning. Jones is completely ignoring all the fans' wishes and still keeps on holding the division hostage.
We had one of our young fighters, a guy named Zadik. He was playing with Nate. You know, he wanted to fight with Nate. Nate kind of came in a little bit on edge. I think he had some previous beef with some Russian fighters, so he was a little bit on edge when he got here. Fighting with Nate was not the best idea. It became serious right away, and we had to replace Nate. You know, I've been around the Bushido spirit for a long time, that martial arts spirit where everybody have a certain degree of kind of like certain rules you don't cross, like a martial arts spirit and everything. And I don't think there's a lot of that here. Some guys are like warriors and some guys are really just kind of street fighters, you know? And there's insults, there's weapons. This show is like, there's nothing like it. There's really nothing like it.
Do you think Jon Jones will be banned now? Who will Tom Aspinall fight next? We would love to hear your thoughts. Let us know in the comments section below and subscribe for more content like this.